Do you hear that?
On December 4th, 2023, deep in the quiet woodlands of the United States, the creator known as Lil Red Heidi Hood uploaded a new video for her loyal wolf pack. Best recognized for outdoor adventures, DIY builds, and glimpses into her personal life, this episode placed viewers directly inside a late-season hunting outing. What was meant to be a calm, reflective sit during a hectic holiday period quickly turned into something far from routine.
Which I used to be able to sit like all day sits, and I don't know, there's just too much stuff going on, but I feel like a solid 5-hour sit is going to be pretty good. Definitely up my chances. It's a little warmer today finally. It's like 50 degrees. It's been freezing lately, but I'm gonna head over to a different spot where I've got a blind set up this blind for my dad last year. This blind was really hard to hunt out of because I didn't know which side something may be coming from, and it was just so thick all around me that I really only had like a few windows, I guess you could call it shooting lanes, out each blind window.
She started the day intending to spend roughly 5 hours in her blind, a structure her father had constructed the year before, positioned along a ridge and hemmed in by dense brush, leaving only slim shooting lanes. After days of bitter cold, the temperature had finally climbed to around 50 degrees, offering a rare stretch of comfort. That calm didn't last. In the distance, subtle movement revealed a black bear. Slowly making its way through the trees, stopping to sniff as it drew nearer. Step by step, the animal closed the gap, seemingly pulled forward by something it had detected. As it continued advancing, the sense of danger escalated. Before there was time to process what was happening, the bear reached the blind itself, standing at the open window, close enough that only inches separated them.
Oh my gosh. You guys, that's insane. That thing was literally like nose to nose with me, and I freaked out and I said boo. Oh my gosh, that was so crazy. I saw him running from like so far away, and he came literally straight to me, and my blind window is like all the way down, and he literally came and like looked in the window like at my face, and he was like making me this. I don't know what he was gonna do. I was so scared. I should have probably waited and just seen like what he was gonna do, but man, that was crazy. It's like the only thing I've seen so far except a million squirrels, but whew, that was crazy. Whoa. Also, I forgot to mention, I threw out that apple. After I ate it, I threw it out the blind, and that's probably what he smelled. I don't know. Yeah, there's probably about 45 minutes until dark, so we'll see if we see anything else.
Startled, she made a sudden sound. The bear reacted instantly, recoiling before sprinting back into the forest, tearing through brush and branches as it fled. Still shaken, she later realized that an apple core tossed outside earlier may have been what attracted it. The realization hit hard. She had come within moments of a direct encounter with a black bear. As the light faded, the woods settled once again into near silence. Beyond the constant activity of squirrels, the only other notable moment came at last light, when she harvested a small buck. It wasn't a trophy animal, but it capped off a day already etched into memory by how close danger had come. The bear's approach raises uneasy questions. Was the scent of the discarded apple enough to explain its behavior, or was curiosity alone responsible for bringing it so close? And if she hadn't reacted when she did, would the ending have been different? Even experienced hunters seldom face a predator closing distance so directly. Comments from viewers underscored the intensity of the moment. One described it as a 5-hour sit she would remember forever, while another expressed gratitude and respect toward the animal taken. Together, the responses reflect both the risk involved and the reverence connected to the harvest. It's a story that weaves together survival, respect, and the raw unpredictability of the wild. A black bear just inches away, a late-season deer taken, and a creator sharing the experience with her audience. Yet one thought lingers. In the quiet of the forest, how often do unseen eyes draw near, far closer than we ever suspect? Ian, the creator of the YouTube channel Ian on YouTube, is best known for documenting outdoor moments built around minimalism and practicality. In this particular video, he went with a plan that felt straightforward and familiar: spending a quiet night car camping. It was meant to be secure, low-key, and predictable. However, as the night progressed, the experience shifted in an unexpected way. After a long day, Ian drove to one of his regular overnight spots, located between small businesses and calm side streets. During daylight hours, the area appeared plain and unremarkable. At night, it carried a sense of familiarity.
Starting to come together here. This is my go-to spot when I just need a quick camp for the night. I think everybody who like sleeps in cars and sleeps in vans has these go-to spots. This spot right here, you guys will recognize by McDonald's and Vons if you're a longtime follower of the channel. This is my go-to spot. So we are all hunkered down here. I'm gonna go to the back and check out this sandwich. All right.
A place he had stayed before without any issues. He parked, arranged his gear, and ended the evening with a simple meal. Inside the vehicle, everything felt organized and controlled, reinforcing a sense of routine. Outside, rain began lightly before settling into a steady rhythm against the glass. Initially, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but the calm didn't last.
But without further ado, man, I guess that's it for today's video. Sorry guys, it wasn't an absolute banger or anything, but I'm gonna hunker down. Big ups to Steve Wallace, the best YouTuber of all time, and I'm going to watch some sort of Star Wars. I don't know what, I think I've watched all the Star Wars, but yeah, I'm gonna watch something Star Wars, and I will see you guys in the morning. Peace. Guys, that was so weird. That dude right there went right in front of me, and I guess he might have seen the light from the GoPro, but he like shined his lights in here. That was so weird, man. Why would you do that? What an awkward thing. And now he's just chilling there. All right, now I'm getting kind of sketched out. I jinxed myself.
A vehicle pulled up and stopped directly in front of Ian's car. For a brief moment, its headlights illuminated the interior, suggesting the driver may have noticed something. The interaction was short, but it was enough to change the mood completely. For someone trying to remain unnoticed, Being observed by a stranger can instantly alter the sense of safety. Ian attempted to brush it off and continued testing his compact heater. Warm air quickly filled the car, fogging the windows as the rain continued to fall outside. For a while, the situation felt stable again. Later in the night, abrupt sounds broke through the rainfall. They were sudden, close, and strong enough to jolt him awake.
What the heck? Guys, what was that? No. We gotta get out of here. We gotta go. Something ain't right. I was asleep. I don't know what's going on. No! What the fuck? No, dude. We gotta get out of here, man.
As he tried to understand what he was hearing, it became clear the noises were coming from the same truck that had stopped earlier. Any remaining sense of comfort disappeared. With his heart pounding, Ian made a difficult but immediate decision to leave. He packed up quickly, every sound outside heightening the tension. Once he drove away, relief set in, but so did the weight of what had just occurred. A night intended to be simple had turned into a stark reminder of how exposed situations like this can become. Was the driver merely curious, or was there another reason for returning later? The link between the earlier headlights and the noises that followed raises uncomfortable questions. It's possible Ian was simply unlucky, but the timing makes the encounter feel far more concerning. So what do you think really happened that night? Was it chance, or did someone deliberately focus on his presence? Share your thoughts below. And remember, even the most familiar locations can sometimes conceal unsettling surprises. The pull of the wilderness often suggests calm and isolation, yet the farther you go, the clearer it becomes that solitude is never guaranteed. A trip meant to be peaceful can quickly drift into something deeply unsettling. This is the experience of Natasha, the creator behind Quest Out West. Traveling in a Dodge Grand Caravan with her 3 cats, she shares life on the road while motivating others to step beyond familiar boundaries. But one night, her search for a secluded campsite would test those limits more than expected. Her drive began in Squamish, guided by GPS down a narrow service road as she looked for a quiet place to settle in. The thrill of exploration faded fast as the route deteriorated.
I'm starting to get a little nervous because we seem to be driving out a lot further than I intended. This is a pretty narrow road, quite bumpy, and I'm not sure what this...
Uneven terrain, a sharp drop just inches from her tires, and no safe place to turn around if things went wrong. Eventually, she reached a split in the road. One direction pointed toward a campground, while the other was marked as a deactivated road.
I can't turn around, and that is a steep cliff. I don't know if you guys can really see this.
When another vehicle ignored the warning and continued on, Natasha followed. Almost immediately, she realized the mistake. As she tried to climb the incline, her tires lost grip and slid backward toward the edge, forcing her to stop before the situation became catastrophic.
Oh my God, use extreme caution. Oh my God. Okay, no, I don't know, man. Okay, and the car is like literally slipping backwards.
She pulled into a nearby lookout, but the stunning scenery offered little comfort. Far below, she could see the remains of a vehicle that hadn't been as lucky, a grim reminder of how unforgiving the area could be.
That is stunning. But at the same time, I'm concerned that in the middle of the night that we're gonna accidentally roll down the hill or something. Or maybe even just get hit by somebody else coming down this road. Would not be good. Is that a crashed plane? I don't think it's a plane, but it might be a crashed RV. Somebody that actually did go off this edge. So it's an authentic fear.
Any thought of staying vanished further when unsettling sounds drifted from the surrounding woods, noises that felt strangely unnatural.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Is that supposed to be a bird?
With every item she unloaded from the van, the sense of exposure grew, knowing it would slow her ability to leave quickly if needed.
As I'm doing this, I realize how I'm becoming increasingly more vulnerable as I take stuff out of the van. It's not like I could just slam the door shut and take off, because I gotta put all this stuff back in the van. And then I'm hearing this weird-ass sound from the woods.
As darkness set in, the fear intensified. Every movement in the trees, every snap of a branch carried the feeling of being observed.
It started to get dark pretty fast, so I scrambled to finish my food and then shove everything back in the van. Now it's getting pretty dark, and I really just want to get out of here. I don't want to sleep here for the night. I'm just too creeped out. Every single little noise that I heard, I was like, oh my God, what is that? Is that a bear? I just can't.
Overcome by unease, she packed up in haste and decided to leave. But the night's tension wasn't finished. On the highway, a truck appeared behind her, following closely with high beams flooding her mirrors. The aggressive behavior escalated, the driver nearly forcing her off the road. Escaping one threat in the forest had led straight into another on the pavement.
A truck starts driving behind me, really right up on my butt, like tailgating me, and with his high beams on or whatever, and he's doing it on purpose. And I'm going like 85 in a 90. It's not like I'm going too slow. I'm just going too slow for him. And I saw a turn off for a lookout, but he was right on my ass. I couldn't even slow down, so he almost ran me off the road, and there was nothing else I could do.
Eventually, she reached the relative safety of a Walmart parking lot, ending the night shaken but physically unharmed. The origin of the sounds in the woods remains unknown, possibly an animal or something harder to explain. Yet the most immediate danger came from another person on that empty road. Natasha's story underscores how unpredictable isolation can be. Nature challenges resolve, but sometimes the most frightening encounters come from those we least expect. Would you have stayed near the cliff or left as soon as the strange noises began? And when confronted with an aggressive driver, how would you have reacted? Share your thoughts, because on the open road, the boundary between freedom and fear can disappear without warning. This account comes from the YouTube channel Haunted Rhythm, featuring Robin and Sam, where the duo explore a location rooted in folklore, Bloody Bride Bridge, a site long linked to tragedy and believed to be among the most disturbing places in the region, and their trip quickly develops into an evening of unease as the legend surrounding the bridge tells of a bride and groom traveling home on their wedding night.
And we decided to do Bloody Bride Bridge this time. And the story behind this one is a bride and a groom are coming home on their wedding night and they crashed their car off a bridge.
Okay, so the stories behind this is pretty much if you were to park on this bridge after midnight, the bride and the groom will appear in the back of your car. And the other story that I've heard from a friend is that if you come down here, you will see a car crash, but when you go past it, you will not see anything.
No, I'm just sitting there back there for her when she comes.
Well, there's supposedly 4 bridges that intertwine with all of this, and we are parked at the red bridge right now, and for some reason we found the most eerie one to go to. So yeah, it's kind of creepy out here. Like, we were all 4 going out at the other bridge, but this one we're kind of...
There was a bunch of construction on the other one, and this one is definitely eerie. It's at the end of a dead end.
There's tons of no parking signs.
Yeah, we can't park on, we're not supposed to park on the street on either side. And this bridge just lays in the middle of like these creepy looking woods, and
there's
a
tons
body
of
of
bugs.
water. Bugs look like little spiders.
Yeah, show her.
Show her.
Or show them.
Sorry my window's so dirty, guys, but you see that? It's crawling around like a dang spider. Look at all that. They got so many legs. But there, that's what we're looking at, guys.
At the river.
Can't tell me that this isn't eerie as shit.
When their vehicle left the road in a fatal accident, leaving the bride dead at the scene. And ever since, stories suggest that if you stop on the bridge after midnight, the spectral bride or even both newlyweds may appear in the back seat of your car, while others claim a phantom car crash can be seen replaying itself only to vanish as you approach. Robin and Sam explain that several bridges in the area are tied to the folklore, but they chose the so-called Red Bridge, which requires traveling to the end of a dead-end road bordered by dense woods and water and surrounded by no parking signs, an unsettling setting made worse by the overwhelming presence of insects covering the car and windows, their unnatural numbers heightening the tension as, determined to follow through.
Something moved down there?
Yeah. I swear to God.
What did you see? Do you know what the bride's name is?
No.
Hello? Is there anybody here with us? This is so weird. See? Dead end road. Going down the dead end.
No parking. No parking. What's down here? I don't even want to try going down there, dude.
That doesn't go anywhere, that down.
Oh, there's a car coming down here.
They parked after midnight, turned off the lights, and waited in silence, with nothing happening at first, beyond the heavy stillness of the forest until movement near the tree line caught their attention. Something shifting just out of sight, followed later by a set of headlights appearing down the road, only to vanish completely moments later, despite the road having no turnoff, leaving the site unexplained.
That's insane.
I'm gonna go right into the water. That would be nuts. There's a car. Hang on. Okay, there was definitely headlights.
You saw that, right? You
Yeah,
can't go
I
anywhere
saw
else.
Headlights. There's no headlights.
Where'd they go?
There's no headlights.
There's definitely somebody just driving down here.
Yeah.
The pair eventually stepped out to explore on foot, finding the bridge itself oppressive, littered with what looked like insect eggs along the railing before distant noises broke the silence.
Come on. Huh?
Are those eggs?
I don't know.
I think those are eggs.
Dude, there be like house spiders on this bridge. I ain't getting that close to this shit. I don't do spiders. What was that? You didn't hear that?
Brief, unclear, and distinctly unnatural, adding a chilling edge to the already heavy atmosphere. And while no apparition revealed itself, The night carried an undeniable sense of presence through strange sights, unexplained sounds, and lingering tension that matched the bridge's grim reputation, leaving the vanishing headlights and eerie noises difficult to explain and raising the question of whether they were merely tricks of darkness and nerves amplified by folklore, or signs of something more. And if you were to sit on Bloody Bride Bridge at midnight, would you expect nothing more than superstition? Or would you be prepared to meet the bride herself? This episode comes from the Van Life channel, Van City Van Life, where Chrome shares candid footage from life on the road, and in this installment, he settles into a remote wilderness location and reflects on how a lifestyle that once felt new and exciting has gradually begun to lose its shine, as the upload takes on a deeply introspective tone while he talks about the slow erosion of novelty after years of constant movement, leaving behind a long career, chasing new ambitions, learning new skills, and ultimately realizing that even the biggest.
I've made a lot of changes over the last 10 years of my life. Like, I hung up my DJ headphones after a 23-year nightclub career seeking the next big shiny thing. Then I quit my day job and moved into my van thinking that's the next big shiny thing. And then I learned how to video edit thinking that was going to be the next big shiny thing. And then I started a YouTube channel and then it was the next big shiny thing. I've chased big shiny things my whole life. And now here I am, living in that big shiny dream of mine, and it's not so shiny anymore. That there's parts of this that just aren't as interesting as they were when I first started. I remember the first time making food in a Walmart parking lot. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. The first time I made food in the backcountry on my outside cooktop, I thought that was epic.
Throughout these last few years, we actually had
You're drooling everywhere, bro.
for the first time, which
Watching some Gordon Ramsay.
they're babies. They need their dad.
And shiniest goals can lose their appeal over time. The day itself passes quietly and peacefully, almost unnaturally so, with very little disturbing the calm until after sunset, when, lying inside his van, Chrome becomes aware of an unusual sound coming from above. Something that initially registers as mild curiosity, but soon repeats, growing louder, sharper, and noticeably closer, prompting him to step outside and scan the sky.
What is that noise? You hear that? What the hell is that? Seriously, what the hell is that? It's moving, whatever it is. What the hell is that?
Where he observes groups of large, fast-moving birds traveling in tight, coordinated bursts, each dive toward the tree line, accompanied by a piercing, metallic screech, an unnatural and haunting sound clearly captured on camera. At first, he considers whether the calls could be coming from bats, but seeing the silhouettes of wings against the fading sky makes it clear these are sizable birds of prey. Possibly hawks or falcons engaging in rapid, synchronized dives.
Wow. Alright, I just seen the birds that are making that noise. Maybe we can catch them on camera. First I thought they might have been bats, but no, they're actually like a bigger bird. There's one right there. Let's see if we can get one close to us here. See the speck there? It's one of the birds that are making all that noise. It's a decent sized bird. Yeah, and then when they dive bomb, I'm guessing to eat insects is when they make that noise. Yeah, you guys probably can't see that on camera.
And Chrome later suggests the sound may be caused by air pressure during the bird's high-speed plunges, an explanation that fits within natural behavior, yet does little to make the experience feel any less unsettling, as lying alone in a van beneath a dark forest, while sudden high-pitched shrieks echo overhead transforms the quiet night into something deeply eerie. Viewers are divided in their reactions, with some seeing nothing more than a straightforward wildlife encounter, while others point to the strange timing, precise coordination, and metallic quality of the noise as reasons to suspect something else entirely, ranging from drones to long-reported phenomena involving unexplained mechanical sounds in the sky. And even after attempting to brush it off the next morning, the moment stays with Chrome, the memory of that shriek lingering long after the night has passed. While there are reasonable natural explanations, as large raptors diving to feed can generate unusual audio signatures through pressure changes and wing aerodynamics, the level of coordination and the sharp, metallic tone of the sound leave room for alternate theories, including man-made devices or auditory distortions amplified by isolation and fatigue, raising the question of whether this was simply unusual bird behavior or if the sound and pattern push you toward a far stranger explanation. On November 23, 2020, Brazilian YouTuber Luke on YT uploaded a video that started like a routine urban exploration, but ended with one of the most disturbing discoveries ever captured on his channel. What was supposed to be a casual trip into a rumored abandoned restaurant quickly descending into something far more sinister, as Luke told viewers he had finally located a place he had searched for over a long time.
E aí, como é que vocês estão, mano? Tudo beleza com vocês? Mano, o vídeo de hoje eu vou estar indo em busca de um lugar que eu já queria ter muito tempo já encontrado esse lugar. Porém, eu nunca encontrava porque eu não sabia a localização exata. Mas hoje eu recebi uma grande pista, uma mega pista sobre onde supostamente fica esse lugar. E tudo leva a crer que realmente é ele, mas se não for, aí vai ser pernado perdido. Mas eu vou estar saindo de casa daqui a pouco em busca desse lugar. E o que eu posso adiantar é que é um restaurante antigo. Que, meu amigo, pela foto o lugar é muito incrível mesmo. Assim, é um lugar antigo, porém eu não sei datas de construção e também não sei o nome do lugar ainda. E também eu não sei quantos anos de abandono e nem quantos anos esse lugar tem. Mas é isso, então vou deixar de enrolação, vou deixar de ficar falando, vou partir, chama meu primo e a gente vai pegar rumo esse lugar. Agora vai queimar asfalto pra caramba, porque é longe, mano, é longe. Então, já vai apoiando nós aí nessa mega aventura e vamos partir então.
Guided only by a vague tip, and together with his cousin Jean Viter, he set out to explore what they believed was an old, forgotten restaurant. The structure isolated and deteriorating, at first appearing unremarkable, with broken tiles, collapsed walkways, and scattered bottles suggesting nothing more than years of neglect.
Mano, olha que lugar louco esse restaurante aqui, velho. Restaurante antigão. Olha isso. Esse é o restaurante, ó. Tomara que dê pra gente entrar, velho. Caraca, eu acho que aqui, ó, ainda é brejeiro, ó. Pô, será que tem como atravessar a passarela? Não tem, né? Ó, lá tem mais coisa pra lá, ó.
Tem. Olha lá, ela vai pra lá, ela sobe.
Vamos lá ver?
Mas esse bagulho cai.
Acho que não cai, não. Acho que cai, não cai. Vamos ali. A gente vai, se vê que tá meio assim, nós nem sobe. Ele vai aqui, maluco. Eu só tô com medo das bikes, hein? Doidão. Como é que desce ali, ó? Aqui, ó, tudo quebrado, queimado, ó. Cara, vai ter que descer aqui, ó, pra ir lá. Caraca, velho. Cuidado cair, hein, filho. Tô filmando você. Se você cair, é vídeo cacetada. Vai ficar paraplégico.
É, que é brejeiro mesmo.
É brejo, né?
Mas dá pra tentar atravessar ali no mato, viu?
Mas olha lá o final, ó.
Ô, Luca.
Que?
Ali sai no muro atrás do outro restaurante.
É mesmo?
As they carefully navigated flooded corridors and unstable floors and moved further inside. It initially felt like just another decaying building, but passing through the back rooms they began noticing unsettling signs indicating the site might not be entirely abandoned.
Tô com medo de cobra aqui, ó. Ei, louco, tô com medo de cobra. Não vai não, dá um pulão e vem. Eu também bati. Nossa, olha que essa árvore.
What? Deixa eu ver aqui, deixa eu pegar o holofote. Meu Deus. Cuidado aí, mano. Nossa, aqui meu pé aqui. Brilhando, tá.
Nossa, machucou.
Deixa eu pegar o...
Eu não toquei aqui na minha cara, não.
Juntou. Olha que conta. Mano, só vai voltar, vai ser aventura, hein, tiozão. Pra voltar vai ser mais fácil. Mano, conseguimos entrar no bagulho. Ih, graças a Deus, João Vitor. Boa, menor. O que tem aqui? Usuários.
Nossa, Luca, olha que bagulho.
Eu não consigo ver, mano. O que é? Caraca, cuidado do chão aí, João. O que tem aí? Nossa, isso aqui. Essa rachadura. Mano, olha essas paredes, velho. Vamos ver o que tem mais pra lá, ó.
With clothing, tarps, and personal items strewn across the ground, until reaching a distant bedroom where everything shifted. On a bed lay what they first assumed was a mannequin, but closer inspection revealed the reality.
Entra de uma vez pra ver. Pede licença.
Licença.
Eita, tô rolando aqui, João. João, tô rolando aqui. Ô, Luca, pode ter caseira aí.
Ô, tá cheio de roupa.
Entra de uma vez pra ver. Pede licença.
Licença. Mano, olha aquilo ali, velho. Não, mano.
Tem um corpo.
Nossa, velho. Ai, meu coração, mano.
O que tem ali?
Ai, mano, meu coração, velho, tá batendo muito forte.
Sai daqui.
Ai, mano.
Eu vou sair daqui.
Não, olha ali, mano.
O que tem ali?
Olha ali, velho. Mano, olha aquilo, mano. É mentira. Ô, João, olha aquilo lá, velho. É mentira. Ô, João, olha aquilo lá, velho.
Ah, mentira.
A motionless body, partially decomposed and shockingly left behind. Panic set in immediately. They touched nothing and did not look further, instead fleeing the building as the camera shook while they ran back into the night. Outside, Luke struggled to compose himself, saying authorities needed to be contacted, yet unsure how to explain what they had just seen. The video ending with him still in disbelief, filming the restaurant from afar as the weight of the discovery settled in. And to this day, viewers continue to speculate whether the body pointed to foul play, a tragic accident, or the remains of someone forgotten in a place no one visits. With no follow-up shown in the video, the discovery remains unresolved, raising the question of whether this was a random encounter with tragedy or if the abandoned restaurant conceals a deeper, darker story still waiting to be uncovered. That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.